Let's look at adding a service. To add a service, you must go to the services page. You can do so by clicking on the quick icon for services on the quick nav here, or you can go to sessions, services list. That'll take you to this page here, the services list. Here you can look at your services that you have already available. On this page you can see in green the active services as well as the inactive services. To add a service, you merely have to go to the Add Service at the top on your submenu, top left. Let's click the Add Service button now. Here we have an Add Service form. For your services, you would first add a description. So if the service was mathematics, or lawn care and maintenance, or ABA therapy, that's what you would put in your description field. Next, you would choose your service cost. Now, the service cost is the cost to the client. So, for example, when a client is charged $50 per hour, you would put 50 here, and it's hourly, not fixed. And the default wage is the amount that the practitioner or the tutor or the therapist, the consultant that you have working for you, that's what they would get paid. So for example, if this was, let's say this was math tutoring, you charge $50 an hour and you pay your tutor $20 an hour. So that would provide a $30 profit. And it was a per hour rating. You do have the option to make it fixed. So what that means, if the service cost is 50 fixed, regardless of the time that the session runs, it could be 2, 4, 6, 10 hours, it would only be $50 if you chose fixed. Otherwise, hourly would be per hour rate at $50. And then you could choose whether or not this service is service taxable. If it is, you would select yes. If it isn't, no. Next, you have a couple of other options. These options are what we call constraints. You can set a minimum session duration in minutes. For example, if you have sessions that must run a minimum of 60 minutes or 1 hour, you would place 60 in that field. If you have a maximum duration, so for example, you want all your sessions to be 60 minutes, no more and no less, you would choose 60 for the maximum session duration field. And then the start interval, if you have a rule where you always must start at the top of the hour, you can do that. Or if you start at the 30-minute mark, you can do that as well. The last area here is student booking. Student booking is if you allow your students to request sessions either while they're logged in to the software on their own accounts, or if you provide an online booking tool. If that is the case, you would want to select yes, so that this service can be selected by your client. And also for the online booking tool specifically, you will want to choose those services that are associated, or those, skills that are associated with that service. So in this case, since we're looking at the math service, I'm going to check the math skill and put that over. So now what will happen on your online booking tool when someone selects the service of math, what this does is it helps map those practitioners that you do have. They would be assigned skills, and if they have the math skill, the practitioner would show up on the online booking tool as someone who can provide that service. So that is adding a service with our add service form and looking over the various other options available to you when you do add a service.